temptation that ever lures us back into the crystal shadow. And thus did our journey begin.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Where's Moby here from the Independent Blue crew. Just to give you a bit of a first impressions based on the Final Fantasy demo that I've recently played. We will be doing a full playthrough of the entire story with live content and also some videos during the week, so look forward to that. As you know, this channel covers an array of games. So just to give you a bit of a heads up and some of my first impressions based on what I've played thus far. As you can see, this game is absolutely beautiful. I must admit that this is just some of the most epic scenes that I've seen in the game in ages. I'm talking God of War level beauty in terms of just the size and the magnitude of what they're pushing through with this game. It just looks amazing. And not to mention the combat. The combat of this game feels so fresh, so interactive with the PS5 controller. It really does do it justice. As you can see with the title, it's basically Devil May Cry in a Final Fantasy RPG. I feel that the combat has been absolutely just evolved to make you feel like it's way more action-packed, and it's not too in-depth from what I've seen so far, from the I've played, but from what I have, it's right. I mean, there's this basic movements, they've got magic, they've got the simple combos, and once you get your abilities, you're able to see just how much more it evolves and how you can kind of make it your own. So from that, I've certainly enjoyed it, and in the skip itself you'll be able to see some more of the gameplay of what I'm referring to. So just to take you through what we are seeing now, we see this young soldier. This is Wyan, and he's basically a soldier that's part of this specific group of they call themselves the Bastards. And yeah, this is how the demo starts. If you are into games like this, I would say that everyone should definitely give the demo a go. And yeah, check it out for yourself. It's quite an entertaining game. I'm not gonna lie. I've so far I've thoroughly enjoyed what I've played. So yeah, next we're gonna just jump to one of the probably coolest cutscenes I've seen that you'll see from the demo, and then we're gonna touch on some combat, which you can see just a simple explanation of what I've been playing thus far. Cool.
Where's the fun in that?
Okay guys, so just going through general gameplay before we hit onto the actual cutscene that I was referring to. Guys, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and also turn on any notifications. We are close to 100 subscribers, so yeah, we appreciate all the support thus far. So this is just the general in-game direction of the game, which you can check it out. Generally just flows. I think that looks so cool when he just uses his magic to put out the fire. And now we're going to get a feel for the general movement of the character, and just, you know, the basics, the tutorials that are normally done at the beginning of games like this. Graphics looks good, no complaints whatsoever. At the heart of it, it still looks and feels like a Final Fantasy game with a very cool overhauled combat system.
I said focus, Wyvern.
Okay, I was just checking out general basics, movements, game options.
We don't have time for this.
Also, if you touch the mouse pad of the PS controller, you have this lore system, which is very cool in the sense that it's quite condensed and not too much. And I think that's one of the problems of previous Final Fantasy games is where they used to just overflood you with so much lore, which we all loved, but it was just so intense that it kind of overwhelmed you, and you spent most of your time reading through documents or
All hell is
information just to get an understanding. Where here they kind of put it condensed to the current circumstances you find yourself in. So as you can see, it's telling you about the area where you're in, the mark on your face, and the group of people that you're with. So that's cool. That's condensed. It's interesting. It's focused on your current situation and not the total world that you find yourself in. No, this just looks amazing. I mean, you got magic, you got combat. Chocobos. Looks amazing. Really need to appreciate just what they've been able to put out here in terms of Final Fantasy game. I mean, you've had Final Fantasy VII, the remake, which was also a fantastic game, looked amazing, played amazing, and it looks like they just built on top of those principles to make it even better. And I think that's the result of Final Fantasy 16.
Where this is going, they won't need this new dominant of theirs. What? The front lines are gone. This is our chance. The chaos will conceal us.
Okay, so there's clearly a group of like hired mercenaries that are doing some side missions here, and you've kind of formed part of that group doing your thing. I'm not sure, but there could be customization in terms of outfits. Definitely your gear and your swords will change, but from what I've seen so far, I haven't seen any customization on clothing. I'm hoping there will be. It would be a cool feature, given it's next gen. And then this is general movement, jumping. As you can see, the characters are nice and big. Looks great, so no real complaints. The general movements between cutscenes or in gameplay is seamless, so that's another thing that's a big plus, because in the past, most Final Fantasy games, you would always have the problem of having, back in the day, multiple discs or even just crazy loading times. Oh yeah, just sit back and enjoy this, guys. This was mind-blowing and just amazing at the same time.
Titan. So the Darmax finally grew tired of being slaughtered.
And look who's here to greet the bastard. Come on. don't get to die here, Wyvern. Move!
It wouldn't do to disappoint the gallery.
Okay, now I'm just going to take you through some of the basic combat, which is part of the opening game tutorial. I think it was pretty simple, pretty fun, and just gonna talk you through it as I've played it.
Let's start again from the beginning.
So that's just general movement, cameras, left stick to control the character itself, right stick to control the actual cameras. And first of all, we got R1 to lock on and square to attack. I was trying to do some air combos, thinking maybe it's Mortal Kombat 1.
Very good.
Well, that's simple enough, nothing too crazy.
Such swordsmanship will serve you well in the field. But can the same be said of your spellcraft? The flames of the phoenix burn within you. Now let them burn without.
Yeah, so your character essentially has this magic ability. I think I haven't gone too far in the story, but as part of his birthright, he essentially has some relation to the icons, which are essentially, you know, your guardian forces in previous titles, and he's got the power of the phoenix, which is essentially the power of fire. And it's pretty simple: squares, melee attacks, triangles, magic, and as you can see, it's kind of almost like a zoning tool that you can use to push triangles. So no complaints. And it's also quite cool, you'll be able to mix it up between your combat and your magic attacks, which is based on a timing trigger when you're busy with a combo, but overall it works quite efficiently and quite cool, which I liked.
On your toes, Lord Rossfield.
Okay, this is the quite evade tool, which I must admit was pretty cool and pretty neat. It worked quite well. Clearly I messed up first time, but after you get your hand on it, it's pretty unique. Here we go. That's more like it. Nice. Now I'm thinking when you fight a larger group of enemies, almost like a crowd control mechanic, that evasive maneuver is going to come in quite handy.
But you are not just any shield, are you? Show me what sets you apart from the rest. You have been blessed by the Phoenix, granted the use of its power.
Yep, that's the blessing of the Phoenix.
Well, I'm waiting.
Okay, and this is a bit of a unique maneuver that you have as part of your iconic features, which is essentially this dash that he has. It's like a fire teleportation. Yeah, so you can mix it up with both teleport with a melee attack and teleport with magic. So just giving you more options, making you feel more in control instead of you pushing X, selecting a specific move, them doing the move, waiting for your bar to load. It just feels more engaging. Which with the elements of Final Fantasy story, I think is pretty damn awesome.
Speaking of which, my lord, you seem a little worse for wear. Now that won't do at all.
Okay, then this is just simple mechanics about filling up your power, all part of the tutorial. I'm not entirely sure why I was making those random movements, but there must have been a reason for it.
Battle is a succession of pivotal moments, wherein life and death can be decided at a single stroke. You must be ready to utilize every tool at your disposal if you are to navigate a path to victory, or at the very least, to ensure that you live to fight another day. Enough practice. It's time for the test.
Then this is basically you just going through a final fight where you make use of the various techniques that you've just learned.
Spar with me. If you believe yourself worthy to be called Shield of the Flame, then prove it.
As you wish, my lord.
Have at me, boy. Make proof of your strength.
Yeah, now this will gauge. Gauge, which is essentially just your, almost like your stamina bar of your opponent, where you get them into either a staggered or a stunned state, and then post that you of course can deal way more damage. There I made use of his enhanced attack, which is essentially based off his icon, which is that Phoenix attack, and that's done by holding R2 and square. You'll notice the attack bar has this little gauge system that needs to be filled up before you can use it again, and there I'm just watching it, you check if it's being filled up. Yeah, okay, and then that's the stagger effect, and then this is when you can start doing your attack. And that's the powerful attack that I was referring to. And I was just messing around, trying to do some air combos.
Well, it's time I took my own advice and used all the tools at my disposal. Come on.
Ooh, very cool attack. I think there's probably one more attack and then we're good. And we finish it off with something that looked quite cool. And then guys, this is just basically a little battle at the end. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button if you do enjoy these first impressions from the independent view. So yeah, enjoy. This was just one of the final battles close to the end of the demo, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and just shows you a bit of the combat that you can do in this lower level state. So yeah guys, enjoy. Hope you have a good day. We'll chat to you soon. Cheers.
Let's try.
Founder, that's a swing and a half. Be ready to move when it winds up for another.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah.